Hello Scorpio, welcome to your June 2019 He Said, She Said reading. Thank you for joining us. My name is Michelle.
My name is Richard.
And we're here to deliver your channeled messages for your He Said, She Said reading. We're doing the true He Said, She Said, which means I'll be reading as you, Scorpio. Richard will be reading as the person that you are dealing with here in June. Depending on how you identify, either side could resonate, so please keep that in mind. And if you're enjoying the He Said, She Said readings, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Under the playlist heading of Soulful Repair, you'll see quite a few situational type tarot readings, which are a new type of tarot reading, which I think that you will enjoy if you're enjoying the He Said, She Saids. So please check those out as well. Okay, Scorpio, let's have a look at your oracle cards. Starting with Shapeshifters, you've pulled the card of Little Red Riding Hood. Now, of course, we all know the tale of Little Red Riding Hood and how she was fooled by someone who she thought was grandma, but someone who was a nice person to be around, but it turned out to be the big bad wolf in disguise. So it's about going through a situation, a bad experience, possibly with someone who has led you to believe they were different than what they truly were. And it's a feeling of being mistreated as a result of someone else, a victimization kind of energy around this. But it's a very strong energy because it's about realizing that you are not the sum total of a bad experience. It is moving on from that. Once you were mistreated and you retreated, but no more. Now it's about being strong. And I also feel it's about setting boundaries as well, not letting back people into your life who have treated you badly in the past. So here it's about not allowing people re-entry once they've violated your boundaries. So it's about maintaining, protecting, securing, and readjusting those boundaries. And you have to take a stand because no one else is responsible. Once you've set those boundaries, if you let someone back in with that kind of energy around you, then, you're no more the victim. You have to take responsibility for that. So we'll see where that goes. But Richard has pulled from the Energy Oracle the card of Daughter Romance.
So let me read a little bit of a description here, Scorpio. Whether you're looking for a new relationship or just more love in the relationship you're in, this door with a heart opens onto a new beginning in your experience.
Okay, so it's good energy. I feel like after a really bad experience, you're now setting boundaries and you're realizing that you were mistreated in the past, but you don't have to go through that same experience again. Once you've been through that, you set those boundaries, and you now know who to let in and who not to let in. It's filtering, which I really like. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we do have this devil energy. So I'm going to cut these cards for you, Scorpio. And let's get into the reading. We'll start with the status of the relationship, how you feel about this person, the strengths between you, the weaknesses, what you should continue to do here with this relationship, what you should stop doing, and the likely outcome.
Okay, I'm going to lay down the same card, Scorpio. Status of the relationship, how this person feels about you, strengths, weaknesses, what this person should keep doing, what they should stop doing, and the outcome if nothing changes.
Okay, Scorpio, Six of Wands in reverse. So, it's a feeling here of having been unsuccessful with something. It may have been a feeling of, remember how I was saying that there was mistreatment but then a retreat as a result of that? Well, I think that this is signifying the retreat. I feel that there's a feeling here of almost feeling like you've been knocked off a pedestal, or the way you were feeling about love or romance here has changed because of this experience.
Okay, so let's look at the status of the relationship over here on this side. We have the King of Swords in the reverse, and that speaks to somebody who's been cruel or ruthless. I think it's the person who's probably caused this feeling of defeat.
Yeah, let's have a look and see how you're viewing this person. The Hierophant in reverse, so they were quite a different type of individual. I feel like they weren't on the same kind of value system as you. They were a little bit off, and what I mean by that is there was something, I want to say an eccentric viewpoint.
Compared to you.
Compared to you, yeah. You know, I think that you're more the traditional type of Scorpio. Of course, this can be vice versa, so keep that in mind. More the traditional type, and so this was maybe someone that you went along with because they were different, out of the box. So there's an attractiveness to that as well, with opposites attract, that kind of energy. But I do feel that by going towards someone here who was perhaps didn't uphold your same belief system, especially when it comes to love, it seems to have brought about a feeling of not being successful with this person.
Okay, so looking over here, how this person views you, Scorpio, we have the Devil in reverse. So I think they're viewing you as somebody who's coming out of a obsessive or addictive type relationship, or something they view as being addictive or obsessive.
Let's have a look at the strengths here. The Four of Wands in reverse. Well, it's actually signifying that I feel it's very much an energy here of being grateful or needing to be grateful for small mercies, because I feel like this was something that could never be a traditional kind of relationship. You know, there's no stability. With someone who lacks structure, who lacks rules, you know, I feel like we're talking about a rule breaker here, or someone who just doesn't follow normal rules of society. They're quite a rebellious character.
Well, certainly doesn't follow the same rules as you follow.
Yeah. So, you know, it's hard to be stable with someone who is unstable as it comes to conformity, you know, conforming to social structures.
Yeah, so looking over here at the strength of this person, we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. So they're open to offers. I don't think it's an offer from you, Scorpio. I think this relationship is over. But they seem to be open to other offers. Maybe after a period of not being open to offers for a while.
Let's have a look and see what the weakness is. The Two of Pentacles. So you may have been juggling this for a while. In your mind, juggling your emotions, I feel, more than anything. It's about what happened, you know. There's a feeling of not being sure what all this means. You know, you don't want to see yourself as a victim. So I see that. So you may be even thinking of this in terms of maybe, I want to say, you may have been taking on some of the feeling of failure around this, feeling unsuccessful, because I feel that you've wanted to maintain your beliefs, what you believed it to be. I think that you believed it to be something here. I mean, if you turn all of these other three cards around in the upright, that's what you wanted with this person. But the reality of it was completely the opposite, because we're all in the reverse here, apart from the weakness. So the weakness is you trying to put these in the upright, trying to make it a traditional kind of relationship with someone who was very untraditional.
Yeah, the other way I see that Two of Pentacles is that this person had a choice and they didn't choose you. That's the weakness.
Potentially, but yeah. I feel it's more the other.
You think it's the other? Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's take a look at the weakness for this person over here. And we have the 9 of Wands in the upright. So it's an energy here of a little bit of paranoia. This is what I get from this, wondering what's next, what's around the corner. You know, I'm beginning to look at this and I'm wondering if both sides aren't resonating as you, Scorpio.
I think they are, and the reason why I think that is because due to this feeling victimized by someone, you've now put up, or you now need to put up boundaries, stronger boundaries. And the only reason why I think you let this person in the first place is that you didn't know people like this existed, Scorpio. You hadn't come across it, so you just let this person in, and it's not a weakness. It's just that you didn't know that this person or people like this were even out there. So now the weakness for you is the sense that you've been through a lot of difficulties, a lot of struggles with this person, but they are someone that you really need to throw up a huge protective barrier in front of you and say, no more. I am not accepting this behavior from this person or from anyone who might be like them, who might be trying to take advantage of me, who may be someone who I just can't. Again, I get the sense that you find it very, very difficult to get this balance in your mind of balancing what you think.
It's reconciling.
Yeah, it's reconciling two very different things.
Viewpoints.
Two viewpoints. One is what you're being shown, I think, in something like this, or what other people may be saying to you. The other is what you've believed, your belief system. I feel like there's a topsy-turvy kind of energy around you of how you're viewing this. And it's because you don't want to be seen as a victim, I think, Scorpio. That's what I'm picking up from Spirit.
So looking over here, now that we've kind of established where we're going with this, both sides are actually resonating with you here, Scorpio, I think. You've got somebody who is very cruel, or someone you view as being incredibly cruel in the way that they ended the relationship. We've got you here, that devil energy, but it's in the reverse, and sometimes we can read the devil in reverse as being an exacerbation, but in this case I don't. I read it as being an actual lessening or an amelioration of conditions, making things better.
Yeah.
Over here we've got the 4 of Cups in the reverse, which is about being open to offers, more open to offers than one was in the past. So after a period of being a little bit pouty, because that's what it is in the upright, that little guy there is sitting up a tree, he's pouting. Now we're looking at a situation where when somebody's no longer pouting, they're actually open to offers.
Yeah, and it's also a sense of coming out of, perhaps there's been a little bit of sadness, maybe even some mild depression, but it's a healing card. Coming out of that, it's starting to feel better, re-engaging.
Yeah.
Re-engaging in life after going through a bad experience where you haven't wanted to be seen as a victim. I think that's part of the problem. But the thing that I get around this, let's take a look and see what you should continue to do here. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse. Again, I get it as needing to find out the truth. Let's see. I want to get a card on that one. What is the Page of Swords in reverse as what you should continue to do here, Scorpio? Okay. 9 of Cups. You know what I picked this up as? I feel like you need to find contentment and stop delaying it. I get the Page of Swords in reverse here as you needing to you've been in this search for truth, a search for answers. Now, the thing I get around this is that maybe you need to
I get end of a search for truth.
yeah, and just start enjoying what you have. It seems to be you've been trying to reconcile in your mind what all this was about.
But in the end, Scorpio, sometimes things just don't have a meaning. They just are.
Yeah, so I feel what you should continue to do here is more about you just enjoying the moment rather than
End of a search for truth.
yeah.
And the attempts to reconcile
Yes.
what all of this was, and the attempts perhaps to even try and turn these in the upright.
Yeah.
Because, you can't control this person. I mean, they've done what they've done. There's no going back to it. So in the end, there's no choice but to end the analysis, end the reconciliation of all of this, and just be, and look for that 9 of Cups. Okay, so this is what this person should keep doing, and we've got the 4 of Pentacles in the upright. That is holding on to the things that are valuable to you, Scorpio. Yeah, I'm more and more convinced this is you as well. Both sides are you here today. Yeah, it's just about holding on to what you've got right now, and not letting it go, being very, very possessive of it, I think.
Yeah, and there's an energy of being protective again.
Yeah,
Needing to protect.
I like that, protective. Protective is a better word than possessive. I think that's really what I was looking for.
Let's take a look and see what you should stop doing here, Scorpio. The Fool. Well, again, I feel in the past you may have just maybe gone towards something without any care. It's a feeling here of trusting blindly. And so I feel that you went towards someone in the past, Scorpio, without being careful about it. You may have had very weak boundaries in the past in terms of this individual. There was something about them, something intriguing. I see that. And so you went towards it, but now there's a real need for you to be careful before you step off that cliff. Take that risk. And I'm not saying be paranoid, no. I'm just saying be a little bit cautious and pay attention. Pay real attention when someone comes towards you. And you don't have to be, too into it in terms of what is this person's doing, what are their motives. No, it's not about that. It's just more about being watchful, watching before you get involved. So not immediately jumping in head first here, taking real time to get to know someone and someone's character before you fully commit here, Scorpio.
All right, so looking over here at what this person should stop doing, and we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's kind of a flaky energy, kind of in and out, not being committed is not being committed to a course of action. I think that's what you should stop doing, Scorpio. Again, I know this is you over here on this side as well.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what the outcome is here. You've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. So a reassessment of your future goals. I do feel for a time you were set on this course. With this person, I feel, unfortunately, it's been unsuccessful, mainly because the type of person that you were with here, there was no real compatibility in terms of, I get it as structure, values, following rules and traditions. This person was a little bit different than you, but it was to the point where you couldn't really come together and make anything that was a stable relationship, because this person just didn't have the same belief system as you. So it's about bringing things into your life here that balance you out, rather than something here that was just so much tilting to one side here that you couldn't find that stability with this particular person. I do think you rushed kind of headlong into this, a little bit blind to the fact that this person there was something off with them, and we'll go into what that was in part 2. I'm not picking it up here on this reading, but I'm sure we'll pick it up in the extended version. And for you now, you're needing to, after this sense of failure, it's not failure to the point of, oh, this should have worked out. No, it's moving on from this sense that this was a failure, because I actually feel that it wasn't a failure for you. It's more about a personal learning experience, growth, something that you needed to find out, that there were people out there that don't have your back. Some people that you shouldn't trust. If there has been naivety in the past, it's certainly about, I get it as filtering and a need to go back to the drawing board when it comes to your future and your future partner, when we're talking about the daughter romance.
Yeah, so looking over here at the outcome, we've got the King of Cups in the reverse. So I believe this situation has caused a good deal of emotional instability for you, Scorpio. It's been a feeling of failure. It's been a feeling of not being good enough, I think, for this person over here. And I'd like to see where this goes, and we will in part 2. A lot to clarify. We'll lay down some cards on all of these, and we'll see where this goes in the future.
I almost see like that 9 of Wands there now with this card, of thinking that the weakness may be the fact that you just are so certain that you couldn't possibly be a victim. You don't want to see yourself as a victim. Why? Because it denotes weakness, and I feel that you are desperate here to not be viewed as someone who is weak or has been weakened by this person. So it's an interesting kind of energy. I hope that you join us in part 2, Scorpio. The link will be in the descriptions box below, and part 2 will be available on the Vimeo channel, so please do join us there. We'll be clarifying everything and going much more in depth. We'll find out what the story was with this person. What exactly were they hiding here, and how did they manage here to get you to do something here that may have even been against your belief system as well? I'm also picking that up, Scorpio. So please do join us in part 2. If we don't see you there, then we wish you all the best. And if you'd like a personal reading, please email gypsyinsights@gmail.com, and that email is also in the box below. Wishing you the best with this, Scorpio, and we'll see you in part 2.
Thanks, Scorpio. Goodbye and good luck.